Hello, I'm Zainab Badawi. Welcome to the concert hall in Stockholm, where this year's Nobel Prize winners received their awards from the King of Sweden. This is in recognition of their outstanding contributions to science and economics, which have brought great benefits to humankind. And this is the first time that they are appearing together in discussion on TV here on Nobel Minds. And they're joined in the audience by some of their family and friends, as well as students from across Sweden. Well, Nobel laureates, ringing applause and richly deserved. It's been quite a hectic week, I think, for all of you. Just give me some of your highlights. Professor Donna Strickland.
Well, I'm the one who had the privilege of sitting beside His Majesty, the King of Sweden, for the banquet. And it was thrilling for me, and he was just so much fun. And we had a great time having a conversation.
And you talked about girls just want to have fun in your speech, so fun seems to be the watchword.
That's right. I like to have fun.
Professor Moreau?
The highlight, was last night, when we were really having receptions at the Royal Palace. And it was really amazing to see these tables and so on. And I had the privilege to sit next to Crown Princess.
Victoria.
That's what, Victoria, yeah. And we had great discussions about everything.
So, mixing with the royals, a highlight for you.
Absolutely, this is something you don't do many often. Yeah.
Professor Honjo?
Well, the same with me. I had lots of interesting conversation, so I really enjoyed last night.
So it sounds like the banquet so far has been the highlight. Was it for you, Professor Francis Arnold?
Well, I have to admit, the banquet was really quite special. But coming from Southern California, I have to say snow. It snowed at the night of the ceremony, and that was just beautiful.
Jim Allison?
For me, the most special moment was when, after the king presented the medal, I looked out where my family was sitting and saw my wife and son wiping tears out of their eyes.
Oh. And you got all your bows right.
Yeah, I got all my bows right.
Quite a procedure, yeah. George Smith?
Well, I hate to be a party pooper, but actually, frankly, I think the highlight was the Nobel lecture. It's the thing that will last on as the memories of this celebration begin to fade.
Professor Bill Nordhaus?
The highlight for me was to bring my grandchildren here, my granddaughters, and to bring them to the banquet. And then when they were interviewed by the news, they were asked, was it too long? And they said, no, it was too short.
Oh, wow. Because they're quite young, aren't they? And their mother was teaching them how to sit upright and not run around in front of the king.
But all the adults were getting tired, and they were just beginning to get revved up.
Paul Roma?
All of these parts were wonderful. I liked getting to know a few people here in Sweden. Alexander, who took our pictures, when we were doing the portraits, it was just fascinating to see how he did his job. I also loved getting to know my driver, who was a woman and also a bodyguard, and she's pretty cool. She's badass.
Because, I mean, you really are feted and celebrated, aren't you? Sort of driven around in your own personal limos and so on.
Yep.
Well, anyway, let's start talking about why you won some of these prizes. And we're going to start with the economists, Bill Nordhaus and Paul Roma. But let's just have a quick look at what you won your prize for. By studying how nature and knowledge are affected by markets and economic behaviour, William Nordhaus and Paul Roma designed economic models that address some of today's most fundamental and pressing issues: long-term sustainable growth in the global economy and welfare of the world's population. Professor Nordhaus has developed tools that project the economic impacts of climate change and provide approaches for slowing its progress. Professor Roma has explained how knowledge and ideas can serve as engines for long-term economic growth
and why government policies play a critical role in fostering technological innovation.